What is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? My name is Ben. Just call me Ben. Enough the whole username thing. I really did not like any username I pick. And today I am playing Kerbal Space Program. And for those of you who don't know, Kerbal Space Program is a sort of a space simulator. And it's actually really surprisingly accurate, which unfortunately makes it very easy to fail. And I'm actually driving my crew over to their vessel right now. You don't actually have to do this, I just do it for show, but you can actually just tell them to get right in the rocket as it's being assembled. There it is off in the distance, if you can see it. Fair warning, I am not too sure how good the audio on this will be. I am known to sort of murmur, not speak clearly, and I'm going to try my best while talking in this. But yeah, so we're just driving them over, nothing too exciting, just driving through the Space Center. For those of you interested, the Kerbal Space Program is only about $30. You can get it off of their website, or you can get it from Steam. It's developed by, surprisingly, not a game development company. Squad, the people that made this, based in Mexico City. They actually didn't really do games. This is the first game they ever made. So, but it's really good. It really, really is good. So I'm not sure how this launch is going to go. I've done a few tweaks to the rocket, just to make it function a bit better in space. But we have our crew down here. We have myself and the pilot, Sandlor. Oh, whoops. Okay. Oop. We might be stuck. Alright, we're going to put on the brakes right here. Jebediah Kerman, he's here to see us off. Jeb. He doesn't have time for ladders. He's just going to jump down. Alright, so here we have Jebediah Kerman. And now we're going to switch back over to our crew. Transfer crew. And yeah, so this is just going to be quickly getting us out and ready to board the vessel. And for any of you who have an interest in space travel like I do, this is a great way to sort of get some hands-on experience with orbital trajectories and fun space stuff like that. So I'm just going to waddle on up to the ladder and wait for my pilot. As an engineer, I can repack parachutes and fix up wheels, just help keep things running smoothly on the ship. And as a pilot, they have access to the SAS control. What the SAS control is it keeps them steady. They can keep the ship steady, pointing at a certain direction. And the scientists, when you're playing career mode, you can get more information out of research. So you want a full crew, but I'm using a modded capsule, a modded two-person sort of Gemini-style capsule. And, we're going to go pilots first. So let's just, whoop, bumped our head there. Bumped our head again. Bumped our head again. Alright. Here we are climbing at the top of the tower. We're just going to get in our vessel. Just, whoop. And now we have the pilot is now on board. And she's just going to turn on the SAS, hold everything steady. As, that's a flag. There we go. Alright, now it's my turn as the engineer to board the ship. If I can stop hitting my head. Let's get a run at it. There we go. Finally got it. And you might have noticed the ladder actually kind of funny. That's because you're not actually supposed to put stuff on these things. These little connectors. You're not supposed to put lights and ladders on them. That's not what they're meant for. They're meant just to hold the ship steady as everything gets prepared. But nevertheless, I'm doing it this way anyways because it just feels cool. So here I am, finally. And I'm going to go ahead and just teleport. And now we're aboard. We're in the ship. Turn off the lights. We don't need to highlight this thing in the middle of the day. And we're gonna go ahead and switch on. Where did he go? Oh no, Jebediah fell in the little crack. Oh well. He can just open this ladder up, climb back on. Okay. You know what? We don't really have time to wait for Jebediah, so he's just gonna run away from the launch pad as fast as he can. And if the vehicle burns up while it's there, then oh well. It only cost a few $100,000. I'm sure it doesn't mean anything. Alright. We're all aboard. We're in the crew. We're all aboard the ship. We have Mimbus in the distance. We're not going there today. We got our pilot. We got me. Everything's set. Our nav, our SAS has been activated. And we can begin our countdown. We're going to do T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, clear the boarding bridge. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is going to get loud fast. Give me a second just to turn this down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition! There it is. Wow. Alright, those engines pack quite a punch. Whoa. We're now at 15 plus Gs. Oh, engines cut out. Alright, we'll decouple that. And let's take a look at the map. How high are we? Wow. We're at 92 kilometers. So we're going to activate our smaller engine. And we're going to start pointing in the direction we want to land. So we're just going to start burning that way. And it's going to flip around our trajectory. And my trajectory, I'm going to try. Let's see how far we can get this. Don't want to land in the ocean because this capsule is actually very heavy. Ah, beautiful space. There's Kerbal right below us. That's a beautiful sight. And let's take a look. All right, looks good. Looks good. All right. So we're just gonna throttle down. As you can see, I got quite a bit of junk already floating around space. We got space stations, satellites. If we look over to Kerbal's moon, we see we have Luna 1, a satellite, and there's also a probe on the surface you can't quite see right now. But we are essentially in space. We're just going to rotate our crew. There they are, safe and sound. All right, we got a bit of fuel left, a little bit over half a tank. So let's make an adjustment. Let's make a quick adjustment. We're going to tilt it up. So let's look at our. There we go. That looks good. So there's our trajectory. Now I'm going to tell our pilot to point towards the blue node. And precisely 1 minute and 15 seconds, we're going to burn in that direction. Hopefully we'll have enough delta V. And we got our highly scientific AA batteries powering a humongous spacecraft. You know, while we're up here, we got a minute to spare. So I'm actually going to go out on a quick EVA. And that's the cool part. If we just press space, and there I am. Drifting. That is beautiful. There we go. Wonderful. Now I'll do a little bit of extra vehicular activities. You know, float around the ship, wave hi to our pilot. And you know what? We're actually getting close to our node. We're at 36 seconds. I don't want to be outside when this thing goes flying away from us. So yeah. And if we press this little button right here, let's take a look at how things are going inside. We got a little transparency here. Everything looks good. Crew looks fine. Quick explanation of what everything is. Got an engine back here, fuel tank, decoupler. Behind that decoupler is the heat shield. And up at the front, we have the parachute. And the parachute opens up at 500 meters. And we're at 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And begin our burn. And over here we have the estimated burn time of 1 minute, 11 seconds. That might not work out too good. I don't know what our fuel is right now. There's Kerbal below us. So we're just going to take a look at the map. Let's see. We're already starting to point our orbit in the right direction. And we're not actually in orbit. We're sort of just on a, I guess, a trajectory. An actual orbit would be one of these circles up here, spinning around the planet. We don't want to hit the mountains because they're really high. I've actually measured a few of them at a few thousand kilometers high. Oh. Well, there you go. One of the many flaws of rockets this small. I usually fly much larger rockets, and rockets this small have a tendency to run out of fuel quickly. So since we're starting to descent, we're at 78 kilometers, 77. We're going to decouple from our ship, send it all adrift, and we're going to have a pilot turn our vessel to point towards our trajectory. So we're going to be aiming towards the planet. Music cut out. We're about to re-enter the atmosphere. Take a look at let's see what our altitude is. Our altitude is not registered right now. We're still very, very high up. Seems like everything's fine. We're holding steady. Our SAS is still active. We're moving about a kilometer a second. Very fast. Very, very fast. Be going a kilometer a second. But you'll see here, now that we're hitting the atmosphere, we start to heat up. And our heat shield, it starts to lose some. It's just so amazing when you start re-entering. So, as you're re-entering, you'll also notice that your trajectory actually starts to go down while you're hitting air resistance. So we're actually going to miss the coast, and we should land somewhere in these grass plains. Highlands, some beaches, mountains behind us, and those explosions was our spacecraft, our unprotected spacecraft, which blew up right behind us. Alright, so still not safe to fire our chutes, but we are starting to slow down. We're now traveling at about 400 meters per second and falling. Alright, we're safe now, so press space one more time and release our parachute. But the parachute's not opened yet. The parachute will open when we're 500 meters above the ground. We're falling fast, and I don't think we're going to reach that number. So I'm actually going to start dragging it up, and there we go. There we go. So now we're traveling at a much smoother 7 meters per second. Since we're safe and slow, we're going to jettison our heat shield just to get rid of some additional weight. There it goes. You can actually follow the shadow. There it is. Right up there. That's what I like to call shadow confirmation. Yeah. And there it is. Gone. Yeah, so I like to call it shadow confirmation. It's not a real thing as far as I know, but when I start seeing the shadow, I get a better idea of how high up I am, which is very important because some parts, if you look over those mountains, we would have already landed by now. And this parachute isn't really the best of the best. Most parachutes open about 1 kilometer above the surface. This parachute is designed to open at about 500 meters. Alright, most of this is boring. Also, I mean, you know, most of this is boring. I could make it exciting, cut the chute, you know. Alright, we've landed. Just gonna step outside, let go. Very fun jump. Very fun. Let's go ahead and plant a flag. Let's go ahead and plant the Kerbal Space Sector flag. A custom flag I made actually for this save file. And we're just going to call it the YouTube landing. Probably spelled something there wrong. I usually do. Alright. Grab on and, you know, we're in the middle of nowhere. Who's going to get us? Well, that's easy. I have the funds to get anyone from anywhere. So we're just going to recover the vehicle. And our team is back. Kerbals are back safe and sound. We don't get to keep any... We don't get to check these 2 tabs. That's only in campaign. This is all fun. You know, we got science. But what can you do with this? What can you do with this stuff? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're going to actually try and break the sound barrier. We're going to see how fast we can go. Let's say like this dynamite. Nah, not like this glorified atomic bomb. Ah, Jebediah, he's smiling. He's happy. He's happy. Not for long. Oh! There we go again. It's the G-force. Why that happens each time? Overheating. Due to overheating. Okay, it's the heat. It can withstand 2000 Kelvin, and we reach 2261 Kelvin. Pretty big difference. Pretty big difference indeed. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Actually, no, let's build a new one just for YouTube. Just for YouTube. We're going to build the YouTube probe. A solar probe to help broadcast our stupid channel to the world. So those go. That goes. This looks good. This looks good. See if we got the sequency. Let's see if we got the staging correct. Decouple fire, fire, decouple fire, decouple fire, break, decouple fire. Okay, looks good. Let's send this out to the launch pad. I've never tried using those boosters to carry a rocket like this, but there's quite a few of them, and if they do work, this will be actually quite fuel efficient. Don't think those are lined up right, but they'll have to do. I guess they are. Alright, here we got our ship, the flag waving in the background. Ignition. And, oh, maybe, perhaps, it is working. We sort of fell down for a second there, but we have cleared the launch pad. We're ascending very slowly, though. And we're gonna fire the primary engine. This is a lot faster. This will speed us up. Okay, so that engine's done its time. We're just gonna decouple, quick thrust out of there. That's just gonna fall back to Kerbal. Now we want to do this. We're gonna drag this out. So you know what, now that we're up here, I'm actually gonna blow that off now. Let's look at our power status. Power status is okay. I don't think we'll need to turn anything on. Now we're gonna quickly time warp. And we're at 5. Oh, we missed it actually. Dang it. Ah, we actually have reached an exit. No, dang it, we haven't. Called it too soon. All right. So we've actually reached an exit trajectory. So I'm going to turn off the engine. That's good enough. That's good enough. All right. So now that's done. We're going to decouple that and do a quick nuclear boost away from that stage. Since that's it, we're just going to press 1. Get everything nice and unfolded. So we can start soaking up the sun's power. Let's see where the sun is. Sun's right above us. Alright. So we're going to have our craft point in that direction. And, well, there we go. The YouTube 1. Now in a celestial orbit. Beautiful shot right there. 51 minutes into the mission. Zealous just readjusting itself. Actually deactivate the SAS and just keep pointing. Get the SAS on, keep pointing that way. But yeah, if we look up at the map, out of the map, we can see our connection. And it's not too shabby, not too shabby. Looks like we might actually lose signal a bit further into deep space, but hopefully we'll have enough relays to keep in contact. Well, I guess that'll do it for this video. Thank you for watching this very boring Kerbal Space Program episode. I probably will never do this again. I'm doing this really just to say that I have other things planned, other more exciting things planned. I might not do gameplays, I might do more review stuff. I'm not very good at gameplays. I don't talk a lot while I play games. Unless it's to a teammate. I do play a lot more competitive lately, and as a result, I take games very seriously, or I've always taken games seriously. But yeah. So I guess tune into Anime Hater whenever that comes out. Hopefully somewhere near the 4th or 9th. I'm gonna aim for the 4th of next month. God, I'm so sorry if I've been just mumbling throughout this whole video. But thank you for watching, and keep traveling.